Imagine a world where everything fell apart, where civilization lies in ruins, buried in ash. A place where forgotten technology shapes what remains. Because out here in the wasteland, war never changes. So for those of you who have been on the channel for quite some time, you may have come across some of my previous Fallout videos. And one of those mods that was actually key in turning Minecraft into Fallout has actually updated to 1.20.1. And yeah, as you can probably tell from our surroundings right here, we are definitely not in the wasteland. Which is where you want to go ahead and actually craft yourself this nether portal type structure right here, which is made out of these wasteland portal frames, which is simply made with some iron, some redstone, and then a couple of these stone blocks in between right here. Doesn't really matter which one you choose, as well as the portal igniter itself, which does actually look like a little handheld radio. Check that out. And that again has a pretty simple recipe using pretty much the same stuff, but this time a copper ingot and a tripwire. So enough of me yapping and hyping it up. Let me show you what I'm talking about. And just like another portal, all you need to do is right click. There you go. You can actually see like the texture of like the sort of like the vats or like the Pip-Boy kind of texture right here is the portal. Go ahead and hop in, and straight away we are completely teleported into the wasteland right here. This place is absolutely gone to hell. And in terms of stylization with this mod, I'll definitely say it leans more towards the earlier Fallout games, like going up to like Fallout 3, maybe even New Vegas a little bit. As yeah, everything seems to have sort of like this green sort of gray hue to it, as you can see right here. And since we are actually in the wasteland right here, normal armor and normal weapons aren't really going to do it for you, which is where right before I show you all the different structures and the different animals and the creatures and stuff you're going to be fighting, let me go ahead and show you some of the armor choices that we actually have down here, where pretty much every armor set is kind of dedicated to like a different faction that we see from like the games and stuff like that. So you have like the Raider stuff right here, which is pretty much just scraps all put together. We have the infamous combat armor that everybody wants to go for. There's even armor sets that will help you against radiation, like this hazmat suit right here. We have the Vault-Tec sort of guards, and even the absolute classic road leather option as well. Check that out. Even comes with a pair of sunglasses as well, which, yep, you guessed it, do not look good on my skin at all. But I think it's safe to say that a lot of you guys will probably end up wearing the Vault-Tec jumpsuit just like this one. And as you can see, these armors do look really, really cool when you're actually wearing them. And you can see that on the back of these things, we do actually get Vault number 10 as well. And yeah, these armor sets right here are pretty basic, as we haven't even gone over the power armor stuff yet, but yeah, we'll get to that later. And if you were to actually look up the recipes of some of these, you might be thinking, okay, what the hell is all this stuff right here? We've got cloth, we've got military plating, plastic sheets, which just like an actual Fallout game means that we're going to have to go out and basically scout out all these different locations and structures to actually find this stuff. And yeah, it should come as no surprise that the wasteland is definitely not a friendly place. You know, apart from the actual Brahmin right here, which are really, really sick, these guys aren't going to do any harm to you whatsoever. But it is, in fact, places like this that you want to keep your eye out for. I mean, look how sick this looks. Like, tell me that this isn't like Fallout 3, like, honestly. And so any of these sort of like structures or ruins that you will come across will be sort of inhabited by some sort of creature. Like, for example, having the absolute classic ghouls just roaming around these sort of ruins right here. These guys are really, really cool. And as you can imagine, if we hop into survival mode right here, yep, these guys are going to be very, very quick. And yeah, they are going to aggro very, very quickly. And yeah, just hopping back into creative mode so I don't die here. These guys do look really, really cool. They've got the similar sort of body structure as like a Minecraft skeleton. And yeah, as you can see right there, the poor Brahmin, these guys are going to attack pretty much everything that they see. But in terms of the actual hostility, these guys are pretty much at the bottom of the barrel when it comes to this mod. And yeah, really not a bad place to actually like settle down and build a base, because these do provide some pretty good coverage. You can also run into a few structures like this one that will actually require you to sort of like break in. And then these ones here are really, really well decorated. I love all these like little blocks and stuff. They're so cool. Every block that you see here is actually included in the mod. And then just like we're used to in Fallout, this is where you can hope to find some random junk or some random stuff to actually craft with. And yeah, the whole design of this mod is so cool. Like all the interiors, like this sunken in ceiling right here. We've got like the terminals, even like the med packs that have like different stuff in it. So here we go. Here's one of the options right here that we have the cloth. The wasteland even has these giant sort of like radio antennas that are just completely abandoned. And honestly, again, pretty good for having a base up there. And yeah, in terms of finding loot up here, I haven't had any luck in finding anything at the top of these yet, but either way, it's still a pretty good lookout point. But in terms of the structures that are really in your face, like this radio tower behind me, you also get a lot of these little hidden ones like this one, which if you were just roaming around and you weren't looking at everything, this is pretty easy to actually miss right here. And you can see that the only tell is kind of like these rails and the blood right here. But if we go ahead and look down, look at these guys. These guys right here are actually cannibals. So let's go ahead and hop down here. You can see that there's a spawner, so these guys will continuously spawn out until you actually get rid of this thing. And yet you may be wondering why these guys are actually freaking out, and that is because we have a whole pack of rad scorpions in here just wanting to kill these guys. Look at that. And this is another one of my all-time favorite creatures from Fallout. Like the rad scorpions are so creepy. The design of these guys look amazing. But in this little rad scorpion nest, we can also find a bunch more loot, things like wonder glue and fishing batteries. Because yeah, so far this mod actually has a bunch of items from the actual Fallout games, like a lot. Like I mean a lot. And yeah, the only thing left from these cannibals is actually their brain, which, you know, if you wanted to join them, you definitely can. Or maybe some of those structures don't take your fancy in terms of having a base there, which is where we have this whole sort of army barracks behind me right there. And again, you can see all the custom blocks look so cool. Like even the stop signs, like look at this. We've got like the whole like fence going up. And again, more spawners, and let me guess, this is probably going to be a bunch of ghouls as well. And I could be wrong, but that flag right there looks almost like the new California Republic. Again, if I am wrong about that, definitely let me know down in the comments. But it's in this structure that you can actually hope to find a bunch of different really good stuff. So we have like weapons like the police baton. We also have the combat armor, as well as these tents right here, which will have a bunch of fridges inside filled with beer, nothing, and cram. So, you know, this is the wasteland we're talking about. It's not going to have everything for you, but we have a bunch of medical supplies in here. We have more cloth. We have some stim packs. And if you are brave enough to make it all the way inside to this sort of like armory right here, this is where you're going to find a majority of the weapons, just like this 10mm pistol right here. Look at this thing. This thing looks so sick. So just like the armor and pretty much everything else in this mod, this weapon is very well detailed. And so far, there is a little bit of a bug where the bullet kind of flies out your head, like in the center screen, but they are aiming to fix that in the next couple of updates. But regardless, having something a little bit better than a knife is definitely going to help you out here in the wasteland. And so now that I've actually showed you a couple of the structures that you can come across, which there are an absolute ton more to actually check out, and even a few little hidden ones as well, I do want to show you guys some of the really cool creatures. So just like before, we do have the feral ghouls right here. We have the rad scorpions, which we saw. These guys look so cool. Yeah, okay, well, that's probably not going to end too well for them. Look at that animation of that tail. Oh my god. We also have the classic rad roach. These guys look really cool as well, like the giant cockroaches. We do have a closer look at one of the cannibals. This one's wielding like a hatchet, and these guys just look so gross. Like, look at his face right there. Oh my god. Yeah, you definitely do not want to be chased by like a whole pack of these guys. In the mod, you can also hope to find some geckos right here, which actually come in a good variety of different sizes. These guys are really sick, especially when they run towards you, which for right now, I don't think that they actually do. They're kind of just like chilling there. They don't really attack or anything. I think these guys definitely are not finished at this point, but hopefully in a future update, we can actually see these guys running because it is absolutely hilarious. And then of course, protecting their loot, we do have the raiders themselves. Look at these guys. So these are the blast masters right here that come equipped with weapons, as you can see, where we also have the dustwalker variant, which comes with like a melee weapon right there, and even the scavengers as well. And you can see that the raiders actually wear like the whole armor set that we checked out before. So we've got like the giant shoulder pads and then just all the random bits of metal that they've like clung together. Like look at this right here. We've even got like a little settlement going as well. Like check this out. Just like little homes that you can just like sleep in. Like look at the detail of this like little like rag here as well. It looks so cool. But you know, definitely a place to call home for at least a little while. And a really good place to hide all your weapons. So we have like the varmint rifle right here. All these are actually fully 3D. We've got the classic laser rifle right here. Again, the whole like shooting from your mouth thing is probably going to be fixed in the future, but we can step it up a bit with the minigun. There we go, to shoot in little bursts. And I just love all the detail that these models have. They look so good. And then a good couple of hand weapons like the Ripper right here, which is like a mini chainsaw, and even the Deathclaw hand as well. Like this thing looks absolutely mean. Look at the size of those claws right there. And so going back to what I was saying earlier about the whole power armor thing, the way that it works in this mod is slightly different than what we're used to in other mods, which you might be able to tell from this sign on the door right here, but it is the Brotherhood of Steel bunker. And yeah, these bunkers right here are actually pretty difficult to find, but when you do find them, you are definitely in for a treat. Where apart from the power armor, you can actually find a bunch of really cool, useful stuff in here. So we have like microfusion cells, motherboards, even regular fusion cores right here that look really cool. And as you can see, it does say required for power armor. So let me go ahead and grab that. And so by heading through these Brotherhood of Steel doors right here, you will find the armor stand on this little podium. Look at that. Well, I mean, at the least it's the frame. I mean, that's already one step towards it. But in the cabinets to the side of the power armor, you can eventually find some different attachments. So we have like the T51 boots. But in terms of how this actually works, if we go ahead and right click this, there you go right there. So now we actually have the full frame on us right here. We can simply just walk out of this if we really want to with X. Your keybinds might be a little bit different than mine, but to get in and out of it, it's literally as simple as just pressing X and then right clicking it just like that. And you can see already that just by having the actual frame itself, we already get strength 2, and any armor or equipment that we're actually wearing beforehand will get thrown back into our inventory. So, you know, just like a real Fallout game, you do have to be wary of space, and the fusion core at the bottom there is going to slowly be depleting whilst we are wearing the frame. And so it's going to be a mission to actually go out and find all the different armor parts for all the different power armors. But just like we found the boots in that bunker right there, if we go ahead and right click while we're holding them, they will actually be placed on top of the frame itself. And the same thing goes for the leggings right there, and you can see that we're slowly starting to build up. We also have the chest right there. Look at the chest. I look like Buzz Lightyear. And finally, we do have the helmet. Look at this right here. This is so sick. And just for that added immersion, when we are in first person, we do get this really cool overlay of like the visor and everything like that. And yeah, you just look absolutely mean when you are wearing this. It looks so cool. And just like I showed off before, if we press X, we can simply just walk out of it right there. And we can even shift right click to work on it or switch out all the different parts. So as for the power armor that's actually in the mod right now, we of course get the classic T51B that I was just wearing, which looks really cool. We also get the Raider variant as well, which looks a hell of a lot more menacing than this one, complete with just random metal parts attached to it, and then that giant sort of like cage on top that we all know and love. Up next, we've got the AP-A1, which I'm pretty sure is like the Enclave armor right here, and again, complete with those giant shoulder pads right there, and even like the little dial on the back to actually get in and out of the suit. And then the final one in the mod at the minute is actually the classic T-45 armor, and I'd probably say that out of all of these three, this one is probably like the oldest out of all of them, just from looking at it compared to these three right here, but this one is an absolute classic. So yeah, just like the armor sets that I showed off at the beginning, it's really up to you on which kind of faction you want to represent, or even if you wanted to mix and match all of these together, because that is definitely possible. So all that's left to do now is go ahead and select your power armor, choose your favorite weapon, and go and explore the rest of the wasteland. So that right there is a really quick glimpse of this mod. I didn't want to spoil too much on where you can find certain stuff, because it is a little bit of a journey to go ahead and try and scout this stuff out, but regardless, I really hope you enjoyed this one, and I'm super glad that this is now in 1.20.1 rather than being stuck in 1.16. So if there was ever a time to actually build like a Fallout mod pack, it would definitely be now. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye.